Hi guys, in today's review we'll be on a Hornby wagon again, and this Hornby wagon is another yearly one. These are just a little bit of fun for me, and this wagon is on a model that I would not normally collect because it's a little bit out of my era, shall we say. It's not steam to me. And this one being the Hornby 2018 wagon, which is a HEA hopper. I forgot that correct. These hoppers, I do get confused on which variety they are. And like I said, this is from 2018. The product code you need for this is R6880. And there's no era for it, it's just in a Hornby livery. So it gives me a chance to review this hopper. So let's get into it and see if they are any good, shall we? So we don't get any detail bags to add with this hopper wagon. So starting off at the front or the back of this hopper, we do get a push fit medium size big D coupler, which you can change for the push size small ones or extra large if you wanted to. Again, it's plastic. We have a buffer beam, buffer shanks, and the buffers themselves are plastic with a little bit of a moulding line on there, but not too noticeable. The hook itself is plastic. So as we move on up, both sides of the hopper, like front and back, are different. So the other side, there's no cylinder and pipe work going round from the cylinder around the hopper. But on this side, as you can tell, we do have a separate applied ladder, which is on both sides. They are separately applied and they are painted white. We have some supports. I believe there might be a few bits of riveting as well. And like I've mentioned, there is the air tank that you can just see there behind one of the supports. And as you can tell, the livery is in the Hornby livery, so it's a yellow top and red bottom. So as we do a side view on this hopper, both sides of this hopper are exactly the same. So we have the hopper, like I said before, in the livery of Hornby. This is their yearly wagon. So it's got a yellow stripe at the top. In the centre of the flat bit of the hopper, it says Hornby, and the bit that slopes down, it says the year, which is 2018. And the bottom half is in red, as you can tell. The supports itself are in red too. All the printing on this isn't much, but it's crisply applied. There's no blemishes or anything like that. From this angle again, you can see the ladders at both ends of the hopper. We also have an air gap where the hopper slopes down where the 2018 is. Again, you can see through that if the angle is correct. Now let's move on to the sole bar or chassis, depending on your preference. The sole bar and chassis is made out of plastic, unfortunately, like 99% of this model is. It's all one big moulding piece. So the brakes don't line up, they are chunky. The brake pads don't line up with the wheels. We do have axles and springs. Again, they are moulded in one, but they are all crisply done. We have a massive chunky handbrake. Then on the sole bar itself, there is a few details that should be, if it's a premium model, should be highlighted with plaques on, and there's a few rivets as well. It's a very basic model from the side and everywhere really, just to keep the costs down. As we now do an aerial view on top of this hopper wagon, as you can tell, on the inside it's more of a brown livery. We do have two slight compartments there, and you can see the chutes where the coal or the material that we inside would shoot out of. There's no rivets or anything like that. If you look to the corners, you can see where the ladders were added, because there's two little dots where they were pushed in and glued. But failing that, it's very basic and probably correct for the inside. I don't know anything about these hoppers. And finally, as we do an underneath look at this hopper, this is where the surprise happens. For me, I wasn't expecting this. So as I said before, the chassis is all one piece. It's all one piece of moulding, and it's plastic. As you can tell from this angle, the brake shoes, the handrail are all chunky and do not line up correctly with the wheels. The wheels themselves, again, are freehold wheels and they are metal. I mentioned about the big D couplings that you can push and pull out to fit other types of those styles of couplings. The shock for me, if I'm honest with you, is we have a little bit of die cast down there. So from where the chutes are for the coal to come out of, they are die cast and they have the Hornby and China branding on it. Well, that's the only bit of metal really apart from the wheels we have. And again, you can see the air gap that these hoppers do have in real life. Again, it's a very basic model from Hornby, but it does the job as a collector's item. So next up will be the usual coupling test. So the couplings I have this time around is the new tooled dapple style one they do. And then I have a massive D coupling on my Only Fools and Horses tanker. Technically they are two different couplings compared to the medium one we have on the hopper. So here goes. Yeah, no issues like I expected. So guys, that was the end of the running session and the review. Before I give my opinion on the wagon, the hopper, I'll tell you what train was pulling it, or locomotive, and that was the Hornby Only Fools and Horses Appreciation Site Only Fools and Horses locomotive. Then we had a few bit of comedy rolling stock, and then we had a serious South Eastern Chatham Railway brake van from by Bachmann. The reason for the random stock is it's just a bit of fun. That's all I'm going for here, is just a little bit of fun. Not taking this too seriously, I just want to enjoy the trains. So, this was a Christmas present from a close person of mine, and they got it from Hatton's back in November time. So the price, I'm not too sure what they paid. They got me several of these. They got me this one, the 09, the 2023 one, and they also got me some 4 and 6 wheel coaches as well. So, as for pricing, I don't know. I have looked on eBay and Google Shops, and we're looking around between 10 and 20. The average has been around £15. Hopefully I'll put some screenshots up of what they are online, but that's the going rate for these. Like I said, the reason for me reviewing it was simply because it's a piece of rolling stock that I would never ever buy. Even if it had a correct livery on, I'd never ever buy it because it's not really steam rolling stock for me. Okay, granted I've got the Only Fools, I've got the Dad's Army stuff. They're just a bit of fun. I have the Christmas wagons, again, a little bit of fun. So that's the reason why I am reviewing this, and I am impressed, if I'm honest with you. It has die-cast underneath. Most of it is plastic. It is robust. You can handle it. You can give it to a young person to play with or modify or whatever. They are robust. Nothing's fallen off this. Like I said, I wouldn't normally review this because it's too modern for my likings. You can always come up with a story behind it. For example, I assume it was coal inside. Hornby are still using their factory in Margate, and their factory runs on coal. They need some coal. That's why they have their own branded livery wagon. It's just a little bit of fun, a little bit of imagination. That's how I see it. I have a Bachmann 5 or 7 plank wagon in my collection with Bachmann with a dark blue background. No one's pointed that out, how rubbish it looks or how bad it is or how good it is. It always seems to be the Hornby ones that get criticised on any forums, any social media. It looks rubbish. No, it doesn't look rubbish. It's all down to the person who's bought it and who you're buying it for. If it's for kids, fun. If it's for serious modelers, not really, because they're probably going to shit all over it. But for someone like me who just reviews random things and has a bit of fun, there's nothing wrong with these. You can even practice your weathering on it or practice repainting it, whatever. But for me, they're just a bit of fun. Use your imagination and it's all good. It makes sense. So for me, just for the fun aspect, because I don't know if this is a correct model or not, for me it's a thumbs up. I enjoy these type of things if it gets people into the hobby, which we really need people into the hobby with. A few things shutting down recently as I record this, one being Hatton's and one being Worley. We really need people into the hobby. So if it helps get people into the hobby, it's done its job. Also, if it annoys people when they watch my video, it's also done its job as well. So for me, it's a big thumbs up. I didn't mean to moan. They're just a bit of fun. Hopefully I will see you in the next review, next video. Please take care and look after yourselves, and goodbye.